In this video, we are going to look at how to use the audio and video tags. In my main folder here, I have an audio file and also a video file. I'm going to be using these two to show you how to use these two tags. Let's start with the audio file first. In order to play audio in your HTML web pages, you are going to need to use the audio tag. Inside the audio tag, you can provide the source attribute. In here, you are going to need to provide the URL of the file you want to play. Please make sure that this is not a YouTube link, but an absolute URL. If your audio file is available on your device or on your server, we are going to need to close the audio tag like this. Inside the audio tag, we are going to need to provide a source for the audio file with the source tag. And in the source attribute, we are going to need to provide the path to the file we need to play. So since my audio file is within the same folder, I am just going to provide the name for that file. The next thing you need to supply is the type. And the type is basically made out of audio and then the format or the extension of the file you provided. So for mine, it's going to be audio/mp3 because my file here is an mp3 file. So when I save this, you will see that nothing is rendered on my page here. And that's because I need to provide one other attribute in the audio tag here, and that is controls. This is required for the user to be able to play, pause, and change the volume of the audio. There are other attributes I'll show you how to add, but this controls attribute is required. So when you provide the controls attribute, you can now see that our audio file is rendered on our page here. We can play it, we can pause, we can change the volume, we can mute it, and we have a progress bar here to change the duration. In addition to the controls attribute here, you also have a range of other attributes you can use to manipulate your audio file here. One attribute you can add is autoplay. And this basically autoplays the audio when you refresh the page here. So every time this page is loaded, it's going to autoplay the audio. These can be very annoying for users, so you can use the muted attribute in order to mute the audio file. When you reload the page, you'll see that the audio file autoplays, but it is muted by default. The user will have to unmute the file themselves. And the last attribute I want to show you for the audio is loop. Basically, this allows the audio to repeat once it reaches the end of the audio file. So every time it reaches the end, it will reset and start again. For compatibility's sake, you can add multiple file formats here. So let's say I had this song in another format. Add another source here and just change the file name and also change the extension here. The audio tag supports 3 file formats: MP3, WAV, and OGG. If you are using a browser from 2010 or something, you might find that the audio tag is not supported by your browser. To account for this case, you can provide a text here explaining to the user that their browser doesn't support the audio tag. So here I'll write your browser doesn't support audio and save. And this text will be rendered if the audio tag is not supported by the user's browser. The last thing I want to show you about audio are event attributes. Event attributes are basically attributes we can use to trigger certain actions when a certain event occurs. For example, we can do something when the user plays or pauses the audio. Let me show you an actual example here. So in my audio tag here, I'm going to say on play. And in on play here, I'm going to say alert. And let's print the message playing. So when the audio is played here, you'll see that an alert or a pop-up is rendered on screen saying playing. These can also apply when the audio is paused with the event attribute on pause. So here I'm going to change this to paused. So when I save, you'll see that when I pause the audio file, we get our message here. You can basically use this to manipulate the audio based on certain triggers. You have a wide range of event attributes, including on progress, on volume change, on abort, etc. It is possible to write a script outside. So when our event is triggered here, it's going to trigger this function here. This basically allows you to add more things in here without ruining the readability of your code by adding it all in here. That's it for the audio tag. We are going to take a look at the video tag next. These two tags are very similar, so we are going to be using the same attributes. In order to play a video using HTML on your page, you are going to need to use the video tag. Inside the video tag, you can provide the source if your video is online, but if your video is offline and available on your computer or server, we are going to need to close this up. And also, we need to provide controls here. This is required. In here, we are going to provide a source for our video. So I'm going to say source and then video slash and then put in the name of my video file here. After that, I'll need to provide the type, which is video slash mp4, and close that up and click on save. And we'll see that our video file is rendered here, but it's too big. So I can go back here and say width is equals to, let's say 300 pixels. And you can see that our video file is rendered here and we have all our controls. We can play, we can change the volume, we have our slider, and we can go full screen. The height attribute is also available for us to use. So we can say height, let's say 300 pixels to make our video a square. The autoplay, muted, and loop attributes are also available for video. So these basically do the same thing they did in the audio. One autoplays the video, one mutes it, and the other basically restarts the video every time it ends. A new attribute that is available only for video is the poster attribute. This basically allows you to set the thumbnail of the video. So here I'm going to say video and then I'm going to provide an image and save. And you will see that, let me remove the autoplay attribute here so that the video doesn't autoplay. And I'm going to save this. And you'll see that when our video is paused at the beginning, it's going to show our thumbnail here instead of the video. If I remove this, it's going to show you the first frame of the video. But when I provide the poster attributes and my image, it's going to display my video thumbnail instead. The video tag also supports event attributes, so you can use certain events to trigger certain actions. These events include on play, on pause, on progress, etc. I will leave a link to a reference down below so that you can view all the event attributes available for you to use with the video tag. With that said, thanks for watching and I will see you in the next video.